Hi, and welcome to the Name Game and Other Stuff. Come on in.
Scissors and string. Soon it will be spring.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 64 of the Knitting Game and Other Stuff. I'm your host, Leslie. And today's episode is a mini wrap-up and a catch-up, and just a chance for me to say hi. So I haven't recorded since the 1st of May, and today is Mother's Day, May 12th. So it's been almost 2 weeks, and the reason for that is, well, Maryland Sheep and Wool, and I got busy. Wednesday is my normal day to record, and it turned out to be my last day at my old position, at my old company. So I was kind of busy that day, so I didn't record. And my schedule will be changing at work. I don't know what it'll even be yet. So bear with me over the next few weeks. I will check in when I can. Things will be a little bit in flux, but I guarantee it'll be some exciting times ahead. So with that being said, let's get into it, shall we? First, if you want to see the show notes, and that has links to everything. So vendors and patterns, projects, all that good stuff. That's on my show notes. So you can find those at myordinaryjourney.com. That is my blog. I haven't been posting much there lately. Just been really busy and focusing on transitioning from one job to the other. So I would like to welcome some new group members. Now this is for about a week and a half because of course I didn't record on Wednesday. So we've got Super Hooker, and that's Heather, and I'm assuming that she's referencing crocheting, so pretty cute there. JGTCK, and that's Gail, and then CC Carey is Cece, and then Helen Throck, and that is Helen. So welcome to the Knitting group. I hope you guys find a nice little home. We're not the busiest of groups, but it's nice to kind of know that folks are out there and watching. And we have several birthdays. I have missed some of these because I didn't record earlier. So if I missed your day, I'm sorry. But let's get started. We have Maya Moni, and that is Maya. Super Single Mom, Donna. Argyle, Karen. Stick Chicky, Sarah, and CC Carey, Cece. So, hi and happy birthday! I always like doing the birthdays. Alright, so some shout outs and announcements. The Fredericksburg Spinners and Weavers Guild, of which I am a member. We do currently still have our cookbooks on pre-order for $15. The price won't change if you don't pre-order. But go ahead and do that. That would be awesome. Right now, I think we stand at about 200 different recipes in several different categories, so that would be fun. The Fredericksburg area podcaster Spin and Sit and Knit. This one, I don't know if it's going to happen this week. Usually, we would do it this Thursday coming up, but I don't know what my schedule will be, so I don't know if I will be available. If you are interested in participating in the Sit and Knit, you can let either myself or Stitches Please from the Fearless Knitter podcast, let one of us know, and we'll let you know if we're going to be there. Just, hit us up on Plurk or on Ravelry, and, we'll be able to get to you. Let's see. For the AF3 Charity Sock Yarn Club, everybody should have their invoices by now. I did send those out over the course of a few days. I didn't do it all in one shot like usual. I had to break it up a little bit because I was just crazy busy. So if you don't have your invoice yet, let me know so I can get that to you, because this is our final month, everybody. So this is hopefully going to be a lot of fun and some really pretty yarn. I've seen it, and I gotta tell you, I got chills. I love it, love it, love it. So it's really good stuff. So also in the works, some events. Right now, the only thing on my plate other than I'm going to the Knitpocalypse in June, but locally here in the area, we're having a spinning retreat called Spin Quest, and that is August 24th in Front Royal, Virginia. Let's see. My kitty was making some noise, so I just wanted to check on him. Alright, folks, so this is the knitting game, right? So in the last few months, I really haven't had much of a game. Well, it's on now. So what I have decided to do with the goodies that I picked up from Maryland Sheep and Wool, they fell into one of three categories: either tools, fiber, or yarn. And I put these all in a spreadsheet, and what we're going to do is I have named a package. I'm going to call them packages. So a package includes a yarn, a tool, and some fiber. So what I'm going to do is I have 4 complete packages, and we're going to vote each week on which package you guys want me to reveal. So you get to play the game, and you're not just completely overwhelmed with stuff, right? So here are the packages, and you're not going to get to see them, so this is going to be a big reveal. You're just going to have to pick them by the name of the package. And like the American Idol method, you can vote as often as you want, as much as you want, for as many different ones as you want to see. The one with the most votes each week will be the one that I show you. So we'll cycle through those. So what I'm going to show you today is stuff extras that did not have a corresponding complete package to go with it. So you'll get a little treat from Maryland Sheep and Wool, this stuff, but not the whole shebang, not today. So, alright, the packages that you have to vote on are flower pants. That's number 1. Number 2 is YouTube Southern Belle. Number 3 is Naughty Bits. And number 4 is On Fire. So again, that's flower pants, YouTube Southern Belle, Naughty Bits, and On Fire. So you can find that poll over on the show notes, over on my blog, myordinaryjourney.com. That's where you go to vote. So go there and vote, and next week I'll show you some new goodies. Now some updates on the knitting game. I have not finished any new knitting game projects. I have not knit on any knitting game projects. I have, well, you know what, that's not true. I apologize. I have knit on one knitting game project. It was just in the wrong category, so I'm fixing that now. Maybe. Oh, don't you just love computers and technical difficulties? Okay, so I did knit on one of the knitting game projects, and that is the Vittorio. So the Vittorio is more of a shawlette. And what I love about the pattern is every single row, every single one of them, even the back purl rows, every single one of them is spelled out and written out. Wonderful. There are charts too, but for some reason with this particular pattern, I just found it easier to go with the written out instructions. So I worked on the Vittorio at Maryland Sheep and Wool. We got together that first Friday night that we were all up there in the hotel, and I knit on this. And as you can see, the last time you all saw it, I was at the stitch marker. So I made about an inch worth of progress. I believe I am now officially a quarter, maybe a third to a quarter done with a shawl. So it's a shawlette. It's more like a scarf, but as you can see, I've got quite a bit of it. So it's coming along beautifully, and I'm loving the yarn. This is Diabolical. The pattern itself was written for Diabolical yarn. I don't know if you can see here the little serrated tooth pattern edging. And this is all knit at the same time. So you knit there's actually a little serrated teeth, little bits up here at the top. There's the big bits at the bottom, and it's all one piece. So, there's no going back. Once you're done, you're done. You start from a little minuscule little tab thing here at the end, and you just grow out, and it's wonderful. So these are my ChiaoGoo needles. These are fixed circulars. They're not my interchangeables. And these are size 6s, and I believe they're on size 30 something odd, 30 something odd cables. So this is a lot of fun, and it's coming along very well. I usually knit on this at knit night and when I'm knitting in public, because even though there is a pattern to it, once you get going, you don't really have to worry about it unless you're on one of the ends. And then the inside part is fairly self-explanatory. And there are a bunch of mistakes in here because I wasn't paying attention, but I don't really think I can't, looking at this, I don't know where they are offhand. So nobody's going to know. But it's coming along great. So that was one of my knitting game projects that you all haven't seen in a while. So there we go. That's good. I did get to work on that. So that was good. All right. So in timeout right now, I have the Exotic Draped Ruffle. Now I won't actually get to cast that on until I finish up my projects, because I'm attempting to knit to 0. I've got a long way, but if I'm only working on the projects that I actually have on my needles, it shouldn't be too bad. Which brings me to the Sensual Knits Sayori sweater. It's official. I am going to frog it. I may knit it again in the future, but for some reason, that pattern with the yarn, I think the construction, it wasn't something that I was happy with. I couldn't readily see the size, and I wasn't sure of how it was going to work out, and I guess that worried me, and it just kind of held me back, because I was worried that I didn't have enough yarn for the project, really, and I didn't want to start it and be at the end and find out I didn't have enough yarn, because that would make me very, very sad. So it's official. I'm going to frog it. So that's one less project on my needles. Alright, so don't forget to vote this week, because there is voting. Yay, voting. We haven't had it in a while, I know. So some other stuff. I have my Black Crows Standing in Line socks, as you saw last time. I had finished one sock. I may have done the heel turn. I'm not exactly sure. I think I might have just been on the foot. So in the last week or so, I may have just done the heel turn. So this is the second sock. So I don't have second sockitis. I love knitting socks. Man, sock knitting is awesome. I eat it up. So once I got a sock going, I don't stop. So I don't have second sockitis. So this is coming along really, really great. So I've got the heel turn done, the gussets, increases, flap. I'm working my way up the leg. I'm on the second repeat. I think there's 4 all together up the leg. I hope I have enough yarn. So here's the finished one. So 1, 2, so I only do 2 repeats. So I go purple, 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 and then when I get to the next purple, that's when I start the ribbing. So purple, 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 purple. Yep, so I've got one more purple. So I have one more, because they match up perfectly. I purposefully did it. Even the wonky little, if you see here, it goes blue, purple, instead of the right way. So, yep, it's coming along. I'm using Lollipop yarn. I'm using size 1.5 16-inch ChiaoGoo fixed circular needles. Love them. Now when I get to the cuff, I will drop down to size 0s. And I'm doing Lollipop yarns in the Oof colorway. I think I probably have plenty of yarn left. So that is coming along wonderfully. And I only knit on these when I'm in the car or waiting in line someplace. This is the project I keep in my purse at all times. And of course I'm using Lollipop yarn, so I am officially a yarn snob. That is one of my non-tulle fiber or yarn scores at Maryland Sheep and Wool, was my yarn snob button. And I freely admit that I am. I guess not too bad, because the next project I'm going to show you is my Rocky Coast cardigan, which this one is flying. This is what I knit on when I'm sitting watching TV, because even though there is some patterning to it, it's not much, and it's very mindless. I'm really in good shape. So I still haven't joined the second skein of yarn. I have finished the raglan increases. So this is the top of the sweater here where my hands are, and the bottom of the sweater is where the needle, the cable is. So you can tell I'm coming along. I've put this sleeve stitches on some waste yarn, so that's good. So I will flip this around now so you can see the progress. So basically I'm knitting it upside down, right? Because I'm going from the top down. So the marker there, that turquoise marker, is where I was the last time you saw the project. And as you can see, I have made probably at least 6 inches of progress. So that is really good stuff. So this is the back of the sweater. And like I said, I'm at the end of the first ball. Like the first skein, that's all I have left. So what I plan to do is when I get to the end of this, I am going to use the magic knot technique, and I will talk about that maybe a little bit more later, to join my yarn so I do not have to weave in ends. I don't mind weaving in ends, it's just not my favorite thing. You know, you get a project and what do you want to do? The first thing you want to do is wear it. And the finishing part is the part I think that's the hardest of any project. So weaving in ends, sewing on buttons, blocking things, you know, you went through all that work. And I know that like the finishing touches is what really makes a project the project, but you just want to wear it because you've just worked on it, or you know, you've got to give it away and you just want to see it finished. And yeah, so that's the hardest thing I think for me, is finishing the finishing touches. So I'm going to use that magic knot method to join yarn, and I think that that'll work out really well. So I'm using my ChiaoGoo red lace. Those are the interchangeables. They're on my 10.5s, and I'm using the Line brand Fisherman's Wool in just that natural kind of creamy color, and it's working out great. So I do have a list of projects that are in timeout, so they are resting right now. So there's 1, 2, 3 that I have in timeout, so I got to get those done before I can cast any more on. And there is another sweater, you know, although I only swatched for that one, I didn't actually cast it on, so that one is kind of iffy. I could trade that out for probably a different project. So on to the stash. So these are little things that I picked up at Maryland Sheep and Wool that didn't have a partner, so I'm going to go ahead and show them today, and you're going to vote on the other packages. So I'm going to start off with my Freya. These are progressively dyed lace weight yarn. This, it's an ombre is what they call it, but it's not really an ombre, because an ombre, well, I guess it could be. Ombre is fine, progressive, because it transitions in from one color to another. It's not a gradient, because a gradient stays in the same color family. You know, it'll go from one green to another. A gradient will go from light to dark, dark to light. It's the variation of light and dark. This changes tone completely. So you go from that really hot purple to a bright pink to an orange, and then to a light orange on the outside. And then I also got another one, but this time it's in a blue, so it's like denim. So it starts out with that really dark blue and works its way out to like an acid wash blue denim. Now these have 645 yards. These are lace weight, and these will be shawls. I'm planning on doing probably like semicircular shawls, like a mizzle or something like that, for these. So trying to find gradient yarn. I would have loved to found a progressive. It would have been really great if I could have found this in like a fingering weight that had enough yardage. The Freya yarns don't have enough yardage. It's like 350 in their fingering weight, so it's not quite enough to do a shawl. The other progressive that I picked up was from Fiber Optic Yarns. Oh, I hope you can see this because I've got it in the box still. So I picked this up, and this is one of what they call their paint box gradient. It's their footnote yarn. This is the copper to verdigris gradient. It is 450 yards total for this box set, and there's 15 mini skeins that are 30 yards each. And what you do is you take the first one out, you join the second one using the magic knot method, and you only take one out at a time, and you wind it onto your center pull ball maker, and you go one at a time through each of these. And what that does is you'll get a cake that looks like this, but you kind of do it yourself. And it's made up of these different yarns. So all Fiber Optic does is they, do this color, that color, that color. It's easier for them as a process. And they can do a whole bunch of these because you can mix and match. Like I saw this end of the green paired up with the purple. So they can use different, it's better for their production, I think. I don't mind doing the magic knot. Some people are, well, why don't they just do it for you? Well, it'll be exponentially more expensive because they have to do the labor. I rather do the labor and have a cheaper product of a better quality thing. That's just my feeling. Well, that being said, on to spinning. So I don't have any fiber outliers, so you guys are just going to have to vote on what package you want to see. So spinning, I don't have anything on the bobbin that I'm going to show you, because that would be kind of telling one of my little projects that I've been doing. So I'm going to keep that kind of in my hip pocket for later. So resting, right now since the weather's cooler and my air is fixed, I can start spinning the Wild Hair Fiber Studio Faux Cashmere. I have some bobbins freed up, so I can go ahead and get that project started because I'm doing a 3-ply. Excuse me. So now that the humidity is gone again and I've got my air working, I can work on that project. So speaking of free bobbins, I do have some yarn in hank. So this is the Frab Joyous Fibers in the Opulence blend, which was Super Fine Merino, Tussa Silk, Baby Camel Down, and Royal Alpaca. And it is in the Chromophobia red colorway. And I did a Navajo ply on this. It is a bit thick and thin. I didn't weigh it, so I'm going to say this is a DK to a light worsted weight. And I got 190 yards of this. So I think these would make really cute mittens or gloves, but I don't know if I have enough yardage. So I'll have to look and see if I've got something. But it would be really warm with the alpaca and the camel. I think that'll be like really fun and festive. And it's highly variegated, so colors are everywhere. I spun it all over the place. It wasn't any sort of order. There may be some long sections of red and long sections of blue, but it's all like interspersed. So it'd be interesting to see how that gets knit up. And other than that, that's all I have. So I just wanted to check in. So again, it's Sunday today. I probably won't record on Wednesday this week. And I may not record next Sunday if I think I get to record on Wednesdays, because I do prefer to do Wednesdays. But again, my schedule is going to be changing, so we'll have to see. So bear with me. I know you guys will. You're like, whatever. Yeah, we'll watch you whenever you come on. So I'm very happy for that. I know Pam's watching. So hi. Glad to see you again. And Ms. Purple, I shared a room with her and Riverbell and Riverbell's sister and Barbara and Jean, and we just had a blast down there at Marin Sheep and Wool, or up there. And I know Pam and Riverbell are going to be there at the Zombie Apocalypse, so I get to see the ladies again, so that'll be really fun. So just memories. So that's all I have this week. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for being patient. I really appreciate it. Life has been crazy, and I know you all know what that's like. So until we meet again, I'll see you later, and don't forget to vote. Bye.